We're live, I think. We're live. Woohoo! I'm back, baby. So, yeah, we're a little bit early, I guess, because I'm here before everyone else is. That's okay. I can dial in some stuff I need to, like my getting this to work. Hey, let's go turn off that light. That's not doing me any favors. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hey, Don. Thanks for being here. Oh, yeah, that works a lot better. I think the camera was trying to look at the light and expose for that, and it was keeping my face blurry. So that looks a little bit better to me. Can everybody hear me okay? I think that we're all right on that, but I don't know. Okay, so today's live stream is not really about anything in particular. It's just me coming back, answering questions, and just getting back in touch with you guys. So crazy couple of weeks here. Glad to be kind of settled in now. So hi, Elizabeth. Thanks for being here. I got my coffee. Very antsy today. I don't know why I feel excitable. Good. Fabulous. I've been trying to tune everything in a little bit more, different acoustics in this room and different setup. And so I'm just trying to just fine tune everything. Doing a lot of housekeeping, trying to get all of the materials to work. I know, I think, Don, you were talking about how dialed in the camera settings were on my last video. And yeah, thank you for noticing. I've been working really hard on just trying to tweak all those little things and taking that time that I've had off. I didn't really take any time off because I had to do that, Scam Nation commentary, and then I'm doing the live stream tonight. So I don't really take any time off, but I've been just taking some time to dial in my settings and everything that I want to try to just push a little bit extra quality out of everything I'm doing, especially until I get my new camera that I want. I'm still having to hold off on that. So until I can get that and get a little bit more, I'm just going to try to make what I have work as good as I can. What do we got here? Justin, I was rearranging my room and almost forgot about the live stream. Tony, you're here live. Hello. Thanks for being here. So, man, what's everybody else been up to? You guys know what I've been doing the last 2 weeks. Been busting my hump trying to get all this stuff together. I'm kind of curious to see. I know that Justin not too long ago did a gig, which was cool. Wanted to hear some details about that. Elizabeth, are you feeling better this week? I know last week you were not feeling so great. You had a tummy issue or something. I hope you're feeling better now. I got a lot of crazy stuff going on. I am working on some stuff for MPI, working on some private shows, working on some shows that I'm doing for some meeting planner companies or magazines, working on the YouTube stuff, trying to get that going, trying to build that up. Oh, good. I'm glad that you're feeling better, Elizabeth. And hey, Justin. Good. I'm glad. That's the thing. Magic is it's one of those things that I've been doing this for a long time, and I still get a rush out of it every single time. So every gig is fun for me. Unless I start with a headache or something, I got to kind of push through it or something. But by the end of it, I'm always usually feeling pretty great. It's such a high to be able to go and do what we do. Chris, thank you for being here. Wow. All right. So you popped in. If you guys don't know, this is Chris is a new face, at least for me, on the channel, or a new avatar. And he just commented on a episode that I just put up, or I think it was the Richard Turner thing. And I went, hey, popping on a live stream in like 25 minutes. You just want to pop in. So thanks for being here, Chris. Appreciate you, man. So Justin says he only did 2 card tricks, which was weird. You mean like you mostly do just like all card tricks, and that you did so little of them it was weird, or that the reception was weird, or the way you did them was weird? What do you mean, Justin? Brad, howdy. If you guys don't know this, I think it's common knowledge now, but my wife works for Waffle House corporate, and every year she gets me a Waffle House mug. It's in a different color, has a different image on it, and of course shows the date. And so I've got a good collection for the last 4, 5, 6 years, something like that, and I'm loving them. So that's what I'm drinking out of today. Man, I don't know what's going on with this camera autofocusing, because it's not really focusing very well at all. Let's see if I can get maybe. I don't know. I'm going to stop dealing with it. Just says, oh, I was feeling really sick in my stomach all day before the magic egg. That happens. Depending on the gig, sometimes I still get like butterflies, or I kind of get sick or worried about whatever I'm doing. Like I just did a show for Dallas ISD not that long. It was a little speech thing that I did. And I walked in not really having as much information as I wanted to have for the event. And, I like to be over prepared. And I just didn't have enough information to go on. So I was like, well, okay, based on what I do know, what is the most likely thing, or what's going to be the most generically acceptable parameters to which to build this program, the show, the speech, and did it. And, I got a lot of compliments on it. Everybody loved it. And it turns out that most of the time we are our own worst critics, and we give ourselves a much harder time than anyone else does. And sometimes you just have to go, hey, look, I put as much effort as I can in, and it's just going to have to go with it. So, try not to, hey, you'll get over that goosebumps or that stomach getting sick eventually, or maybe you won't. But, it's part of the thing. Elizabeth's got a softball tournament this week. Sweet softball. Justin says, I'm a card guy, and it was a bunch of kids, so they wouldn't have understood the card stuff. There were 2 older kids, though. So it's tough because, I've done programs where, the age range is 2-year-olds all the way up to, 11 to 15-year-olds, something like that, or, 2-year-olds to adults, and you have like this just big range whenever you're dealing with family and children shows. And you have to do stuff that appeals to everybody, because you have to do magic for everybody. So how do you do stuff that the kids are still gonna like, the really, really young kids are gonna like, but then the older kids are not gonna think it's too dumb or silly? So it's always this balancing act of how do you find the best material. And what I end up doing is I just try to find things that are cleanly understandable. So that way, no matter how old you are, how much experience you have in life, it's understandable. The effect is clear. It doesn't need explaining. And then sometimes I mix in, like some jokes, some referential humor to things that maybe the kids won't get, but the grownups will, and do that kind of stuff. So that helps a lot too. Don's asking me, hey, when you have to use your own sound system, what do you use? Full PA, or just a single speaker with a tailgate, like a tailgate sound? I use a 50 watt, I believe it's a 50 watt. Let's call it custom with a K. It's about this long and about that wide, rectangular. So it's about 50 watts. Whenever I have to use my own, that's about the largest I'll need. And I do like a library show, or you're doing a larger, kids and family show or something, and you need a little bit more in there. And, the people who you are doing the program for don't have any sound equipment or know how to get it or whatever. And it's not enough to necessarily justify a full sound system. Yeah, I just use a little PA speaker, and I just use my wireless microphone set with that, and that seems to work pretty okay. I hope that answers the question. They're not expensive either, at least not for speakers. I used to have a Behringer, I think they're called Behringer, and it was like a 200, 300 watt beast of a thing with a tweeter on top, and it was just that was too much for me. I didn't need to carry that around, so I ended up selling that, trading it in, and getting the custom and some extra little accessories and stuff. Brett says, I'm working on a cylinder and coins routine using Sucker Punch poker chips put out by Murphy's. I put a video up on Magicians Only page on Facebook if y'all are on there. Yeah. Hey, you know, Brett, because not everybody necessarily will be on there. And I know that a lot of the things require, you know, kind of like vetting and gates and stuff. If you want, I would love if you would share that with us on the Magic Minute Facebook page. That would be really cool. I'm sure we would all love to take a look at that. I'm not familiar with the Sucker Punch poker chips either, so I'd like to see what those are about. So I'm going to add that to the list of things I'm going to research after I get off this live stream. Justin says, I thought you weren't nervous until the headache is sixth stomach hit. Yeah, it's, you know, I know some magicians who never get over it. They just learn how to deal with it better. Me, I get exhilarated by it now, and I'm consider myself lucky that whenever I am going to go do a show, like right before I walk on stage, I get like pumped, like you know, and I come out really strong because I'm so ready to get out there. Like, you know, you got to be like, hold me back, like, oh, I'm ready, coach, put me in. You know, wasn't always my experience. I used to get very, very nervous, and I still do at some certain events or occasions that you know, maybe I'm trying a new effect that night that I've practiced and, you know, by myself as much as possible, but oh God, I hope it works or whatever. But experience helps you manage those feelings. Justin says, I actually recorded the gig. Nobody was strangers, so they didn't really care. If you feel comfortable with it and it's appropriate, I think it would be cool to share that recording on the Magic Minute Facebook page. This is what I want to see. That's one of the reasons I started the Facebook page in the first place, was because I wanted you guys to share your own videos on there. You know, I'm trying to build a community where we're all helping each other and learning and growing from each other and going, hey, I really like that, but have you thought about doing it this way? Or, you know, this is really good. I hadn't thought of that before. Or, hey, you know, that's what I want, because I can't, of course, be in on every single conversation. So the more that we can all, you know, bring everybody's brains together and work together, help each other out, I think that's the best way. So I would love anybody who's got videos of themselves performing or doing practice sessions or anything. I want to see them. Put them on the Facebook Magic Minute page. That'd be really cool. I would love to see those. Need more people to go over there and start signing up. We got some neat stuff going on. And I share some secret special content that you won't get on any other platform. So check it out. Chris says, if the youngins are amazed and the old folks will just be happy, will be just because they're happy. Yeah, I mean, you know, I take the Disney approach, I call it, Chris, which is Disney movies are for kids, arguably, but there is so much humor in there that really only adults get. If you ever will go back and watch one of your favorite Disney movies from when you were a kid, you watch it now, you will get so much more subtext than you ever got as a kid. You had no idea what they were talking about. It just was, aha, that's funny. But there's a lot more. It's multi-layered. And I try to do that wherever I can for the audiences, because ultimately the parents are the ones you're performing for, because they got to see the kids are happy. They're writing the checks, and they're the ones that are going to refer you to somebody else, or going to have seen your show and now come up and ask you for a card. So I'm always trying to make sure that it is fun for the adults. There are a lot of shows out there that are so juvenile that you know, it's like the parents or the adults just go, oh my gosh, how much longer is the show? Ugh. So making it fun for them and getting them involved is certainly, I think, a priority. 2 Foot Giant says, headphone warnings for the win. You're welcome, 2 Foot Giant. Man, yeah, if you guys don't know what 2 Foot Giant is referring to, I had a Scam Nation commentary video I just did for Red Hot Mama, and I have these little cool Rode Wireless Go microphones. I just clip on my shirt. If you ever see what that little black thing is, I have on the side of my shirt sometimes with the blue lights. It's a wireless microphone set that clicks into my camera, so I can sit as far as far away from the camera and still get really good audio. And I was lifting my arm up like this, and it was rubbing against my throat, so it's getting all the reverberation deep in my throat and the rubbing sounds, and it was really horrible. And so I didn't know what had happened until I was sitting in the editor's chair, and I had to have the video out like that because I had to go live whenever Scam Nation's episode went live the following day, and I didn't have enough time to record it. So I was like, well, the least I can do is give somebody a warning that that's about to happen. Like, hey guys, the audio is about to suck. Turn on your headphones. So yeah, 2 Foot Giant subscribed this result. So thank you, 2 Foot Giant. Oh, what do we got here? Alan, about TAOM. You said you would be there Friday and Saturday, maybe Sunday, and not Monday. Is that correct? I don't want to get down there and be let down. Yeah, it's a little ways away. I'm going to try to be there as much as possible, but see, the thing is that the last day is kind of, there's not much more going on. I think I'm scheduled. I think the Close-Up Magic show is on Saturday night, I want to say. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this. I'll have to go back and check. I'll leave the actual dates and times on the Facebook Magic Minute fan page, so that way it's all there and in writing, so you can see it. But I think I'm actually performing on Saturday evening, and then the rest of the time is just cake. Monday, everybody's really leaving and going home. It's only like a half a day or something that anybody is sticking around for the end of that. Most people are leaving Sunday night or leaving early in the morning on Monday. So I intend to be there Friday and Saturday for sure. Sunday, maybe. This is assuming I'm performing on Saturday night. But I want to be there as much as possible. The hotel is in Fort Worth, and so that's about an hour away from where I live. And I don't want to keep doing that driving back and forth. It's pretty much in my neck of the woods. It doesn't happen that often. Every year it's in a different city, major city in Texas. Sometimes it's in Galveston or Houston or Austin or San Antonio. But this year it's really, really close to me, and I don't want to have to miss the opportunity of spending as much time with my Magic brethren as possible, especially now that we've got the YouTube channel and I have people who want to come see me and that I want to see, and creating content for the channel. I'm performing there this year. I just want to be there as much as possible and get as much of the experience as I possibly can. So I'm going to be there as much as possible. I will find out exactly when I'm performing and leave those dates and times up, so that way everyone knows what it is if you're coming to see me. I think Justin wants to come. Minnie is supposed to be coming, and I think Don is trying to make it too. It is here. It. I'll go post it there as well. Brad, thank you for about the Brad said he's gonna post the coin routine. I want to see that. So let's see. I'm trying to catch up with you guys. Are commenting so fast. I have to try to keep up with you. You guys are so fast. Wow, I'm just missing all the stuff. How's it going at Justin? You seem to be doing what I do for Tyler Sass. Famous together again. What you mean, 2 Fit? Moderating chat, LOLs. Just welcoming everyone. Hype man. Yeah, Justin, in fact, if I could do a thing. I just did a thing. Been meaning to do this for a while. Justin, you are now a moderator for the chat. You are just so awesome with coming here every single time. I want to thank you for everything you've done for the channel And for every live stream that I do, I want to add you as a moderator. So if you don't feel like you want to accept the responsibility, then I will release you without any hard feelings, but I would like you to be a moderator. Let's see. I only realized just the other day, it's asking me, have you looked into that trick I was talking about with brushwood? I only realized the other day that you had sent me the message on Instagram, because I am so technologically inept that it took me a while. If you excuse me for a second. Honey, you got to go back in your room, sweetheart.
I'll go in my chair.
Sorry, this is the being a dad. Oh, here, mommy's going to go help you. Go see mommy and close the door, please. Thank you, son. Love you. Night night. I'm a dad. That happens. So anyway, I'm technologically inept, and I only realized that it was on Instagram the other day. Read the message, haven't got to fully explore what you were talking about yet. So no, I'm embarrassed to say I have not been able to look it all up yet. So I will, though. I will. I'm sorry, I'm just catching up with your comments. Tony says, got a couple of things I'm working on. I'm tentatively have a strolling gig in October. Well, rock on. It's nice to be booked that far in ahead. That's the game plan. I'm trying to be, booked 2 years in advance. Not quite there yet, but I'm at least booked a year in advance for some stuff. So to you, Tony. Two Fat Giant says, I did not know where I was. There was a page. I'll head over there when you're done. Or do you have to go moderate, which I have to go, or when I have to go moderate, whichever comes first. Okay, Two Foot Giant. Yeah, I would love to have you over there and love to be a part of the community, be a part of the conversation. We'd love to have you, and we want to grow, right? The more, the merrier. Thanks for being here, and thanks for checking out the fan page. I'm trying to catch up on everything. Oh, Elizabeth says she has to go. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. I missed you. Have a good night. You'll see maybe this in a repeat sometime. Good night. Thanks for being here. Justin says, I'm good with kids. Sometimes it's a curse. Probably because I act like a kid. I'm 32 years old and I still act like a kid. I have 2 kids and I still act like a kid. My wife jokes that she has 3 kids. She has 2 sons. She's not wrong. There's that old joke that, my parents asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I said a magician, and they said you got to choose one. Either grow up or you can be a magician. Let's see. Let's see. 2 Foot is in Houston. Woo! Houston. Are you based in Houston, or are you just visiting Houston right now? Because if you're in the state already, you should come up and be at the TAOM thing, and we can hang out and do a thingy. You mean what I know. The moderator. You need to get a t-shirt. I am the moderator. Have you seen my beach ball? It's about that big around. I left it behind me and I think it went that way. Or was it that way? Something like that. No, I've actually been thinking about asking Justin to be a moderator for a while now. He's just every single week, man. He's just, hey, make sure to go check out the Facebook page. And hey, he's always doing the announcements for me and all this stuff. He's just he's so on it. I have to it's the right thing to do, I think. There's no job more important than a dad. It's true, and it's the lowest paying job that there is too. Yeah, I actually have to pay to be a dad, but that's okay. I love what I do. That's if I didn't like having kids, I wouldn't have had a second one. I'm trying to catch up with you guys' comments here. I'm sorry. Give me a moment. I'll finally read this. I could post the video on the Magic Minute page, send it to the page as a message. Feel free to repost it as you like. Thank you, Brad. I will definitely do that. Answer your question. At every Magic group or shop is about 3 hours away. I do BMX, and the closest park is about an hour. Man, that's rough, Justin. Man, I'm sorry. All your hobbies are so far away. That's terrible. I'm 30, same thing. Unless you got a flat grounder and like ramps. I was like, what's rapums? Is this one of these new slang terms you Zennials created? I don't know what you're talking about. You with your rapums. With your rapums. Prefer park, but I want to do street too. Live in Houston. Just went to see Alex, David, and Jake Rangel at this late Sunday. Oh yeah, I know all of them. They're wonderful people. I think I'm closest to David, of course, but that's awesome. That is cool. That's cool. I see him at TNOM every year. They just did a show and they did a ladies' night thing in Houston just recently. They were at some kind of gig doing that. I mean, like yesterday night or something. It was just the other night. Don's asking me, how do you get booked year out? Previous clients or new clients? Previous clients. Most of the time. Sometimes, you get somebody who goes that is thinking like, hey, this guy, is a professional and he's going to be booked and we want to get him and we should just try to secure it now. I've been with new clients. I've been booked, up to a year in advance, but it's most often previous clients that go, hey, look, plan on being here next year. We want to have you. So you just go, okay, great. Yeah, I'll get in touch with you, stay in touch with you throughout the year. And then I'll, as we get closer to the time or whatever, just send the email and say, hey, or the phone call and say, hey, look, I'm excited to be working with you on this year or whatever. Just, send the same documents or whatever to the same email address, whatever. Boom. That's the best thing you can do is just have, we were talking about, I did those surveys on the community page, and I was asking about what kinds of things would you like to see for new content, and big thing was professional tips and tricks. So pro tip, it is, and this is not just in magic, this is just sales wisdom, but not a lot of magicians necessarily think about magic in terms of sales or as a business. And I think that's why a lot of magicians have a hard time getting a living, is because they're not thinking about it in that respect. But the common wisdom there is that it is cheaper and easier to maintain a client or an old customer than it is to get a new customer. It's much more expensive to do the marketing to try to bring somebody new in than it is to just maintain a relationship with somebody who already knows your work and likes you. Just make sure you're paying attention to those old clients. Don't just do the show, take the money, leave, and then have them never hear from you again. They're going to go with your competitors next time instead of hiring you. All it took was, phone call, an email, a letter, and, showing up in person and just saying hi or remember their birthday or their anniversary or something. Just do that and you're going to be fine. And you're going to save yourself a lot of money and you're going to build nice relationships with people over long periods of time. And it stabilizes your income. So it's good on all fronts. Let's catch up on what's going on over here. Jane C. Milliker. Great appearance in Scam Nation this week. Glad to see you becoming a regular there. Yes. Thank you. Here's the thing. My daughter's about to be here on April 20th. This is like the worst freaking. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Maybe I don't have enough light on me. That's too much. Thank you for the compliments, for the kind words on the Scam Nation thing. Yeah, I am kind of becoming more of a regular on the program. The problem is I don't know when I'm going to get back down there, and that's a real issue that Brian and I are trying to sort out because my daughter's coming. She's supposed to be here April 29th. And what am I supposed to do? Just like, I have a newborn girl at home and then a little boy and just like deuces, I'm going to go to Austin for a week and shoot YouTube videos. This channel, of course, is extremely important to me, but family takes precedence. And how am I going to leave a newborn daughter to go shoot videos? It's going to be a while before I can do that. We've used up that video you saw was the last one we shot. That's it. There's no more in the roster for me. There's no more, there's no more coming. And so I've been trying to work with Brian to see if there's something we can do remotely where I'm shooting in a segment and then I email it to him or to, his producer, and then he does the back and forth, and then we do something like that. Do him and I hop on a Skype call and then have that recorded? What do we do now? So what can we do where it's remote? Because driving down to Austin, that's a 4 or 5 hour drive one way. It's very hard to be that far away from my family and my growing family. It's just, how do I balance that? And I'm trying, because I know that they'd like to have me on the show more often. I'd like to be on the show more often. But thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate it. And if you guys have any suggestions or ideas on what Brian and I could do remotely, if you've seen like maybe some kind of other way that it's worked on YouTube, and you could offer a suggestion how we might do something remotely like that, I would be open to your suggestions. Let's see where we got. I forgot to say that. Make sure to check out the Magic Minute on Facebook and Patreon. I'm Gen X. I'm almost Gen X. I'm a millennial though. I'm a millennial. I was born in '87, so I think the cutoff is like 85 or 84 or something like that. But you wouldn't know to talk to me. I think I come across as a Gen Xer. But you dang whippersnappers with your MTV music videos and your Walkman radios. I don't know. Hey, Justin, you can post linky things now. That's pretty cool. It did work. Magic. This makes my announcements easier. Sup, J and C. Do have the option to put users in timeout. You could abuse that power. Just you get to go stand in the corner. That's so cool. That's so cool. Wow, look at that. It's magic. With great power comes great responsibility. And Uncle Ben's is a delicious brand of rice. I'll use Bitly. Come up with a trick where you both are at a bar and have a live stream where the audience interacts. It's not a bad idea. I think if and I were talking something about like me jumping in with him doing puzzles, where it's like either a verbal puzzle or a physical puzzle, and I am the quiz master, and I come in and I go, "Hello, Mr. Brushwood." I have a dastardly, and do something like that. I don't know. I think we were talking about doing something like that, but I don't know how that's going to go. I know puzzles are really popular amongst magic channels and that kind of stuff. I'm not too big on puzzles. I like some riddles, but again, it has to be the right riddle, and there's so few of ones that I like that I don't know if that's the right direction or not. I'll have to put some more time and thought and energy into that if I'm going to go that route. Something else Brian and I talked about was contributing by doing commentaries on any magician's video. Whenever there's a video that goes out on Scam Nation, even if I'm not on it, offering my commentary on it. And the thing is yeah, I've got about something to say. I got something to say for just about every episode that goes out. And I could just be the guy who goes, "Hey, you like that? Well, of course, this is Scam Nation is short form and everything. And This channel is more about exploring, turning tricks into real magic. So we're going to give you the deeper, in-depth, real work thoughts on the stuff on how to make this better, or other things you might need to think about. And so that's what the commentary things were originally for. And I thought they made a lot of sense for me because there was a lot more I wanted to say than I had time for on Scam Nation. And I could do that with every single Scam Nation video that comes out. No reason why I can't. But I also, this is my own project here, and I don't want the Magic Minute necessarily to become a support channel or I don't know if support channel is the right word, but I don't want it to become a spin-off channel of Scam Nation because I got my own ideas and own things I want to do and my own style of doing it. And so, like, as much as it's been great and wonderful, and I absolutely have the best relationship with everybody on the team over there at Scam Nation and the Modern Rogue. Brian is a dear friend, very good friends with John and with Bryce and Corey. This channel is something separate and away from that, and I don't want this to turn into, hey, look, me too. I've got my own ideas. So that all being said, I'm just trying to catch up on your guys' comments here. Look at generation slides between who you talk to. I've heard the 90s and I've heard I'm born in 82. I want my MTV. And now I am copyright claimed. Don says, how about something with the size 7 stack and Brian and the bar customers and you're on Skype? That'd be cool. Like a little mind reading, the mind reading magician. I could do that. There's no reason why I couldn't. That's a great idea. All I have to do is see the bottom of the deck, and I can tell you what everybody else got. Spider-Man does whatever the Justin can. Jane C. Milker, that's awesome. Do whatever you can. You and Brian together have a great energy. You have a great voice over voice. Thank you. Let's do this. This summer, coming to a theater near you, Batman, with that guy who was a shiny vampire. But now he's a real bat. I don't know. There you go. We could do the monster truck voice. The monster truck voice is a little bit different. You go, Gravedigger, let's see if I can. Kids get in for just $12. Bring a can of Coke. Monster truck. I don't know. It's about the only fun part about puberty was getting that voice. Used to be, hey guys, can I have some chicken nuggets? And then it got, more manly. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments, catching up. I like them as a masterclass on those Scam Nation videos. Thank you. Yeah, I hope it's coming across the right way because here's the thing: is I designed it this way. I want to say I'm just some brilliant media marketing genius. I'm not, but in fact, I barely know how to use my phone. But my intention was I did study marketing and marketing funnels and sales funnels and that kind of stuff and how you get this big group of people down to just the people you want to talk to and how do you do that. And I thought, well, Scam Nation is Brian's going to let me on the show. I'm not going to be for everybody because I'm not Brian and I have different ways of doing stuff. So, and this channel has a different focus and a different mission. And I knew I wasn't going to be for everybody, but I knew I was going to be for a small percentage of Brian's total audience. And since he's got 2 million subscribers, a small percentage is still a pretty big amount. So I thought, well, heck, if I'm on the program, I can provide value to his viewers and stuff, and those who want to come and check out my channel with all that extra goodness. It's advertised that I have all that extra stuff. They've been really wonderful about putting up links and mentioning and putting cards saying, "Hey, follow Alan," and do all this stuff. They've been wonderful about that, and it's been really great, and it has helped me gain subscribers. But again, I'm not getting just everybody in mass coming over here. It's only the group who I make sense for, and that's perfect because I want to talk to the people who want to hear what I have to say. So that's kind of how I've worked that out, that kind of funnel there. So that way, well, I get an audience of, I don't know, if a video does like 40,000 views or over time does, 250,000 or whatever over the course of its lifetime or whatever. That's great. And that keeps pushing more people to my channel throughout time. And those who are interested in what I have to say, come check me out. So it's been really good and very helpful to do that collaboration with Brian. And hopefully I'm providing value back to his audience, tenfold, because I'm hoping that I'm just bringing stuff that they haven't seen before. And that's a new voice, a new way of doing things. And hopefully I think that they've enjoyed having me on the program. And yeah. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch up because you guys are so fast with these things. I mean, you have 10 people like just commenting back and forth, and I'm just sitting here rambling. Twilight and Batman. Yeah. I'll see how far back I am, but yeah. The vampire turns into a bat. Sunday, only at the Silver Dome. Get your tickets online at www.monstertrucks.com. Kids get in for just $12 with a can of Coke. Hey, Bern is here. Hello, Bern. Thank you for being here. You missed all my my movie voiceover stuff. Java can kiss my rectum. I was not expecting that. Oh, that was really funny. Java can kiss my rectum. Poorly designed, confusing, continues to grumble. Oh, thank you for that. One of these days I'll just sit down and learn more computer tech stuff. I need to learn more too. Kids these days are amazing. My son knows how to do more than I do. And I didn't think that would happen. I was always interested in technology. As a kid, I had a DOS-based computer to myself in the basement, and that's what I played with all day. And I just play DOS games and files and do all kinds of things. And from a very young age, I mean, I'm a touch typist. I can type about 90 words a minute. And so I was like, wow, yeah, I used to be a computer whiz and do all these things. And I mean, I can do some basic stuff now, but like social media, I'm trying to understand. And of course, now that I have a YouTube channel, I understand YouTube. At least I think I do. I'm sure that I will continue to understand it on a deeper and deeper level as time goes on. But I've been doing this for like 8-9 months now, every week. And you can't help but start to understand some things about how it works and why it works and all that kind of stuff. But, Instagram, don't know the first thing about. Facebook, I've got a rough idea. I mean, I've had a Facebook whenever, good familiarity with that. But if you want to talk about like Facebook marketing, like advertising, I don't know the first thing in the world about that. So, It says 25 years. I am 43 and I have been doing this for longer than 25 years. I love what I do. Brent Grew says, Alan, I have great news. The deck you sent me gave me good luck, and I'm moving to Japan in 2 weeks. That's great news. That's great news. That's wonderful, Bern. I knew it. I knew it was going to happen for you. Fabulous. Congratulations. Java can kiss my rectum. That's wonderful. Oh man, I can't stop laughing. I have a 3D printer. Everyone should get one. If you have a 3D printer, can we connect offline? Because I have some ideas and some questions for you about something I want to try. I don't have access to a 3D printer, and I've got some ideas, and I'd like we could connect after this, and I could run some stuff or some ideas by you. Let me know. Like 3D printers, they're fun. And I grew up with a Tandy. All I had was DOS. Oh, a Tandy, yeah. My dad had a Trash 80. And that was his first computer, as far as I know. It was a Trash 80, TRS 80. It was from Radio Shack. We had like a black and white television, small television monitor. That was his monitor, CRT, big, heavy, bulky thing. Later became the kids' television, and we were able to put it in the boys' room. I shared a room with my brother, and we used to watch Star Trek Voyager like at 2 a.m. when we were supposed to be asleep. But it was awesome. Nothing beats Star Trek Voyager in black and white. Is the memories of the way we were, scattered pictures of the lives we've left behind. Dasbro started on Commodore. Only bought a 286 for the game Scorched Earth. Wow. Hey, look, this is nice. Something else that I noticed at my channel, we have a much more adult audience. Like, I think that Brian's channel has demographic skew on the younger side, and on my channel, we all tend to be, with some obvious exceptions, but I think we all tend to be early 30s to, and well, actually no, because I have the demographics information on my channel. I have that. The largest group is in my age range, within about 10 years. So, Jazz for Japan. That's cool. That's great. Well, Justin, Americans are kind of just a bunch of idiots. Yes, we are. But no matter where you live, you will find lots of them everywhere. America does not have a monopoly on people that are of subpar intelligence. You'll find that everywhere. But yeah. Brad Newman, I was able to post the video to the Magic Minute Facebook page, so forgive me for sending it to 2 different places. That's cool, man. It's cool. It's not like we're still a small community and everything. It's not like I'm getting bombarded with stuff right now. I mean, eventually, yeah, it would be great as we grow and stuff that'll happen, and I'll have problems to solve. But right now, that doesn't cause any problems. So thank you for sharing that. I will definitely check that out and leave comments on it. Thank you for doing that. Justin says, can't wait to see it, Brad. I'll have to wait till after the live stream, though. Hyper Spidey's hypnosis routine arrived today, too. Oh, hey, let me know how that is. I saw some stuff on that. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Speaking of which, too, that's something I'm thinking about doing is magic reviews. And I'm not going to be reviewing every single thing under the sun, but if something new comes out and you guys want to know, hey, is this worth my money? Is this really good? Is this practical? Can I use it? What kind of situations would I be performing this in? I could give my thoughts. Maybe a small weekly update where I just talk about that or something, along with some other magic news or something. Go, hey, but in the world of magic this week, we had so and so, blah blah blah. Oh, also, by the way, this dropped and this dropped. here's my hot take on what it looks like and is it who's going to be good for, or this looks like crap or whatever. It's something I thought about doing. I don't think I'm going to make this. Well, I'm definitely not going to make this a review channel. I know Magic Orthodoxy has already got that on lock, and he's doing a great job. So I don't really need to turn this into a review channel. But, you know, every once in a while, if somebody wants to send me something, wink, wink, Illusionist, Theory 11, Penguin Magic, if you guys want to send me something to review, you know, then I'll review it and give you my honest thoughts on it. I've been working for 12 years as a professional. Kind of have an idea of what's good, hardworking material and what's going to sit in a drawer. So if anybody wants to send me Magic stuff, let me know. I'll be happy to review it. Let's see. They all tend to be grown-ass men. It's a true thing. Houston may have that monopoly. I don't know. First game is probably Mr. Game & Watch. Oh, yeah. Game & Watch is awesome. Those old LCD games. Remember the baseball one where they're just red LEDs and segmented displays? Yep. I had a football one. I think it was Temco football, and it was just like brown wood paneling. Yep. I had one of those, and then I also used to play like all the Tiger Electronics LCD games, you know, like the Batman and Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast and 101 Dalmatians and all those little really. I had a version of Street Fighter for that, and you had like a special code, like a barcode card. You would swipe it, and then it would like add like Banaka, or it wasn't Banaka because Banaka is from Mortal Kombat. But what was his name? The green guy, the red with the red hair. Yeah, but he would come on and whenever he swiped the card or whatever. So, but that was like, you know, that was the cool stuff back in the day. It was for those who couldn't afford the Game Boys, but I was perfectly happy with it. I didn't know any different. Sucked double A's like you wouldn't believe, though. Nice. Reviews are a lot more work than people give them credit for. I started out doing e-juice reviews on my channel. Yeah, well, because you want to give a fair shake. You know, you don't want to just give like some kind of flippant comment. Just go, looks like crap. You know, somebody's you know, years of their life went into this project, and tens of thousands or, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars went into producing and publishing and promoting that thing. You want to give people a fair shake. And, you know, you don't want to hurt feelings either, but sometimes it's like, that really didn't need to be a DVD, you know, that could have been like a, you know, half a page email or something. But, you know, yeah, you want to make sure that you're reviewing it thoroughly and giving it a fair shake. And, you know, just because you don't maybe personally like something doesn't mean that it isn't good or that a lot of other people won't use it, and you have to have a lot of brains about it. So I used to, back in the day, when I was a super influencer, I used to have some deals with Theory 11 and some other places where I would do, I think it was the Blue Crown, and I used to do like video reviews for them for their downloads and stuff, and talk about what I liked and what I didn't. And I was actually pretty tough on some of them too, because you can probably go find them. They're way back old on my channel. I think it was, I can't remember the name of the effect, but I think it's like Agape or something like that. And I just said, there's no reason that this has to be a video. There's an easier, cheaper, better way to do this. Yeah. Oh, real quick, I wanted to mention, we're in about an hour in. I did a thing. I'm just going to mention briefly here. I added an extra tier to my Patreon tier structure, and it's for $1. It's called the Friends tier. You don't get any benefits for it, but it's if you want to somehow contribute to the channel, but like $5 a month seems a little hefty for you, or you just want to support what I'm doing here, but you don't need to be in for a whole bunch of money or something. The friends level is only $1, and $1 a month is $12 a year. And, the math works out that if every single person who was a subscriber to my channel did that, then I could just do Magic Minute full time. So just mentioning it out there, if you wanted to find some kind of way to help support the channel, but you don't want to be in that much, $1 a month is the friends tier. There it is. You can go check it out at patreon.com/the Magic Minute. And I'm sure Justin is going to be awesome and leave a link for that, because Justin's awesome. Anyway, let's get back to the comments. Oh, the commercial for the PS9, where you open up that glass orb and the thing like flies into your, like, I think it was in your eye, I think. And then you had like the virtual reality where it's like in your brain and stuff. The PS9. I looked up those commercials not that long ago because I was like, oh, this is cool. We're on the PS5 now, so we got 4 generations to have floating nanoparticles that go into my brain and give me virtual reality. Come on, Sony, you can do it. Let's see. Byrne says that would be so useful. I always struggle on which tricks to buy or not. Yeah, I see. Again, I'd like to do that. Somebody asked me, and I don't know their name offhand. I actually recorded it down somewhere, but somebody posted about asking me to do a video on magnetic coin magic. And the thing is that I struggle with this because there are some marketed gimmicks that are out of the market, or actually pretty hard to find now. Penguin Magic is trying to bring one back. The Raven it was a utility that David Blaine used in his first Magic special when he would wave his hand over that kid's hand and the coin disappeared. It's beautiful. It's not camera effects. If you don't know, it's called the Raven. It's really cool, but I struggle because I want to do this magnetic coin video by doing all this research and prepping for it, and I realized what can I say about it without revealing the gimmick, because it's not really mine to reveal. It's been revealed everywhere else, but just because it has already doesn't mean it's okay for me to do it. So, I struggle with that. So I'm going to give a brief mention of this is a thing that it is, and here's what you can expect it to do. Here's what it's good at. Here's its limitations, but do it in a really generic way where I don't actually show the gimmick. I just talk about the gimmick. Because sometimes, I used to help sell invisible thread things at comic book trade shows. I did that with Kyle Marlette for a day, actually. And the thing is that invisible thread is actually really great stuff, and you can do miraculous things if you put the effort in. But you sell a thing of invisible thread to somebody for $9, $10, $15, $20 or something like that, and give them the instructions and some stuff to get started. And people will open it up and go, oh, it's just some thread, and they want their money back. It's like, no, but you're not. You missed the point entirely, right? Magicians have to sell secrets. They're not selling the material so much as they're selling secrets. You have to price things in a way that you're giving information, which is valuable, and then you're also trying to price people out of a certain just the looky-loos who wanted, if it was just a nickel, everybody would know how to do it, right? Because they were just, okay, I'll pay a nickel to figure out how it works. You forgot that a second ago you were witnessing a miracle, and you would have done anything to figure out how it's done. You pay some kind of money, and then you get the thing, and then you're like, oh, it's just thread. There's this difficult balance there, because sometimes gimmicks are not that elaborate or complicated or whatever, but it's not about that. It's about what they allow you to do. And these gimmicks they're cool, but whenever you spend like $40 on them, you're like, oh, really? It's I'll get for $40. I could have made that myself for $10, but it's like you're buying the secret and instruction as well. So yeah, I struggle with how to position this video. So I think I'm just going to say, hey, here's the thing. It's actually good. Here's what I like about it. Here's what I don't like about it. You can pick it up here. and then just leave it like that. But I'm still debating. I'm still catching up here. You guys are just going so fast. Justin, it's expensive until you get the number behind you to get sponsors to give you hardware. Yeah, I'm running into that same thing. I actually reached out. That's why I was like, wink, wink, Penguin. I reached out to them. I haven't heard back yet, but I'm holding out hope that they're just really busy right now and that they'll get back to me because I would really like to work with Penguin. I remember when they were actually based right down the street from my house. It used to be based in Michigan, where I'm from. And I met Oz Perlman there because he was part of that early staff who was doing all the demos for all the videos. We were at a Jay Sankey lecture when I met him. And I mean, I have a long history with them. I've given a lot of business and a lot of my business. And I would love to work with them. I think they're awesome. But I have to wait to hear. And maybe I just need to be more clouty. I need to have more subscribers behind me to get people to pay attention. That's fine. Maybe I just have to wait. Still, Game Gear, enough said. Yeah, the Game Gear was cool, but it was like, it sucked. But didn't it like take like 8 batteries or something? It was ridiculous. I waited until the Game Boy Color came out. I got the Game Boy Color. Now, of course, it wasn't backlit, and you had to wait till, I think it was the Game Boy Advance SP with the clamshell before you got backlit Game Boys. But yeah, I was always a Nintendo fan. I've got a Sony PlayStation 4 and a Switch. In fact, the Switch is right over here. But I had an Xbox briefly. I didn't really enjoy the Xbox. It was an Xbox One S. I had it. It was okay, but I found out I had a family member who actually got me the PlayStation 4. My sister-in-law, actually. And then I was like, well, I don't need an Xbox One S and a PlayStation 4. And the PlayStation 4 has more of the titles I want to play. So I'll sell the Xbox One S, buy more games and accessories and stuff for that PlayStation 4. And that's what I did. It worked out great. But that's what I've been in. And, you know, every time I do one of these live streams, we talk about video games. And then I say, hey, we should all get together and play and stuff. I have to give you my handle. So maybe I'll post that. I'll post my game handles on the Facebook fan page, and that way, if you want to, you can, you know, accept my friend invite or send me a friend invite. 2 foot. My mouse is a cheap $7 Logitech mouse, not even a gaming mouse, so I need to buy a lot anyway. I used to have a Razer mouse that was really good, a gaming mouse, and I can't remember what happened to it. I think I gave it away. If I would have known, I would have saved it for you, Justin. Sorry. Love watching puzzle boxes being solved. If you like those, your commentary on them would likely be enjoyable. I've thought about it. You know, it's just, it gets, how do you do it? I don't know. Because I mean, like, I struggle with it. I don't want to do everything that everyone else is doing. It might be that my personality is enough that it doesn't look like everybody else, you know, I'm just adding my own thing to it. But I just feel like I do puzzle boxes as I'm just like, I'm ripping off Chris Ramsey. And so that's the feeling I have. It's not necessarily true. And I've thought about it and I thought it'd be a lot of fun, but yeah, I struggle with what I want. This channel is still young. We're still really trying to come into what exactly all the stuff we're going to do is. And that's why I'm asking for all your guys' input and everything, because I do not want to be just a straight tutorial channel. I think there's a lot more value that I can add than just teaching you guys tricks. There's plenty of places online to learn those. But hopefully you guys show up because, you know, you feel something's different or, you know, about how I do things here. So got some ideas. I'm going to be doing some experimenting with videos coming up and just going, I'll throw it out there, and if people like it, great. If they don't, if it flops, then I'll not do that again, or figure out what they didn't like about it and try again with a tweak. But yeah, guys, be looking out for that, because I am going to be experimenting with some new content and some new ways of doing things, and Just kind of trying to feel myself. Feel myself. Ugh, let's keep this PG. Trying to feel out what kinds of things we can do or what we can explore. So, Burn says, I'd like underrated stuff series. They're cool because they bring something new to the table sometimes, not just the same thing thousands have already said. Just says, Alan, I watched Chris Ramsey's tutorial on the Lapal spread a while back. Couldn't do it. I watched your tutorial from 2010 and now it not cleanly, but still. Well, thank you. All right. Yeah, that was quite a while. That was 10 years ago I shot that. In fact, I'm actually thinking about going back through some of that old stuff and updating it. It's been long enough that I think I can come back and give a fresh perspective or a higher quality production of the thing. I found that I don't know if you guys like it, but that 2-camera setup where I can show both the top of my hand or both the left and the right hand or whatever at the same time, or flipping back and forth between cameras. I hope that's helpful. I know it looks pretty, but I'm hoping that you guys are actually getting something from that too. I think it was valuable to add the second camera to make the instruction more clear. It also means I don't have to film me doing the same thing twice, which is really nice. I just film it one time, set up the camera, and then I can just cut back and forth between the two angles whenever I want. Tuva says, I think most effects should be put in video. I actually have a thought on that. For me personally, it's really hard to pick up the effects from the books. I need to see it. Yeah, and that's something that Brian and I talked about, 2foot, was that, Brian and I, we both invested in books. We had a lot of books growing up, and there's a little bit a year or age difference between Brian and I, about I think like 10 or 15 years. But we were both on the book route, right? Books or DVDs and VHS were harder to come by and more expensive and what have you. So him and I read all the classics. And there are not very many pictures in there. Everything is meticulously explained, or sometimes it's not, and you're left to using your imagination what they're talking about. But we have that skill. It's almost a skill to be able to pick off that magic stuff off the page. If you look at, like, say, for instance, Encyclopedia of Card Tricks, there's hardly any graphical help at all in those books. There's just boom, 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 little paragraphs on how the trick's supposed to look or whatever. But I'm used to that. And so I thought, hey, this is really good stuff that is locked away in books that nobody looks at, or if you can even find a copy, because it's so hard to find copies of these books now. Dover Publications is about the only place you can find a lot of these old classic magic books. Or if you're lucky, you can find some old PDF scans from a library, things that are in the public domain. But it's getting harder and harder to find all these classics because they're not being digitized. And how do you, so I thought, well, if you create a visual library of how these tricks work, maybe modernize them and make them make sense for modern era, why not do that? I mean, basically my thought process is a lot along the lines of Dan Harlan at Penguin Magic. He's doing that every trick in Tarbell, and for me, it's kind of that. I don't want to go boom, 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 boom from one to the other, because that could get really, really monotonous for everybody really fast. So I try to break it up, but it's my goal to be going through and picking out the very best that I can from each of these classic books, giving them a modern twist or updating the handling with a better sleight or technique or whatever, modernizing the pattern or the presentation in some way, and then delivering it to you guys in a video format. And hopefully that's been helpful, and I will continue to want to do that in the future. But of course, I wanted to have some other varied content. I'm thinking about doing blogs, or not blogs, but vlogs, where I bring people along with me and show them what my day looks like whenever I'm out actually performing or on my way to a thing. Don't know what that looks like yet, but it's a thought. Just kind of trying to go through some different ideas right now. I'm just going to be doing a lot of experimenting. Don says, does anyone have an easier reset for Scotch and soda? Is it a locking set? I assume it's a locking set, but I'd be curious. Because you just got that ring and you got to, for those who know, they know. I've thought, but yeah, I think you just got to do the old brass ring thing. Oh, you inhaled spores on the PS9. Okay. PlayStation. You're playing with the preacher. Alan, remind me to tell you how to get the PS3 from how I got our PS3 some other time. Poor Alan is so far behind in the comments. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm trying to catch up, you guys. And I'll go back and read these later, but I had fat fingers. The invisible thread don't get along. Well, you guys are really far along. Okay, geez, I'm catching up. If you guys are just so crazy. $1 a month to support him. He doesn't have to advertise if it posts patrons, game nights, links, Discord, something. Oh, I got you. You know, something else I'm thinking about doing is, would you guys be interested in a podcast at all? Because that's something I'm thinking about doing. Patreon gives me some really great, robust ways to do a podcast. Maybe I'll just bring up a couple topics. Maybe that's where I do my news thing. Maybe that's what that is the podcast where I'm doing like this week in Magic News or whatever that is. I don't imagine that being a very long podcast, maybe 20, 30 minutes or something like that weekly. But it would be pretty easy for me to put out. And then Patreon gives me all kinds of hosting and RSS pushing and all this kind of stuff that I can do right from there. And maybe I could offer that for a small monthly fee or something like that if you guys are interested in that. And I let me know, give me some kind of way to, maybe that'll be a another Facebook fan page thing where you guys just say, hey, yeah, no, let's do a podcast. Let me know. Two-Fit, thanks for being here. Thank you for, I really appreciate you being here, and I hope that I get to see you again soon. Have fun moderating the other stream. Yeah, Two-Foot, I'll allow that. Yeah, please share the page, and I'll make sure it goes through. Man. I like if an octopus could palm. I'm a bipus. A bipus. Guys, let's make Alan feel special for when he gets this comment. What's your favorite thing about Alan and the Magic Minute? Thank you. I just got to it. And I feel special. He's easy to talk to. I wish I could answer that one, Two-Foot, but that's a question for Alan. Favorite part about Alan, that he's clean cut and honest, and he still takes time to be a dad. Well, thanks. Thank you, guys. Feels good to be appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. So did I hear you have a PS4? I do have a PS4. Down to earth, this is his business, and he's walking that fine line. It's tough. Yeah, it is tough. Thank you for recognizing that. There are some challenges with this, and figuring out what's okay and what's not, and how to do it. And there's so many questions I have, and I have to make up the answers myself by doing some soul searching, and that's on a daily basis with this channel. So, thank you. Everyone is doing them, though my work is visual as yours. I've had people ask for it. I don't know how I can make it happen. And yes, Alan had one, not me. What games are you into playing? He made it. Caught up with the comments. Yes, I have. Caught it without looking. Yes, I have a PS4. I do have a PS4 and I have a Nintendo Switch. You like the podcast idea, Jane C. Milliker? All right. Well, maybe I'll do a podcast then. Well, if you guys like my sultry voice, I can do all the podcasts just like this. Phone's about to die. Gotta go. See you, Tony. Thanks for being here. Peace and long life. Can I define podcasts for you? Yes, it'd be an audio-only program. It'd be like radio, but recorded. I might eventually do live podcasts. That'd be cool. Do like a live radio show, but it would be like, hey, I take a topic, it'd be like take a long form video, but just audio version of it. I could probably do a video version of it too and put it on YouTube, but it would just be blank or with basic words or images or whatever. Well, no, not if I make it a Patreon thing, or I might just take a snippet from a longer podcast and just put if I do a 20 or 30 minute thing, maybe put 5 minutes of it on YouTube, and then the rest of it would be behind paywall with Patreon or something. I don't know. This is just coming up just now. I don't know how to think about that yet. So that's I've seen it done that way with other channels. You do those. Yeah, podcasts would be they would be pretty easy for me to be able to record. I've got this beautiful Blue Yeti microphone. I'm gonna hurt everybody's ears with this, but I got this Blue Yeti. I've got the monitoring headphones. I've got I can get in here real close and I can do hello and welcome to the Magic Minute Podcast. Today's host is Diamond Jim Tyler. Today he's going to be talking about how to fling a booger 500 feet. I don't know, something like that. Might be a way to do it, but probably not about flinging a booger 500 feet. But, I might bring guests on, and that could be done over a phone call recording, and I could do that. So I wouldn't necessarily have to be in the same room with people. I could talk about different topics. I could bring your questions to other magicians. There might be a lot of things that we could do with that. So I'll have to... Hopefully my audio has not just died. I hope it didn't. But I'll have to think through that. If you guys are interested in that kind of thing, we'll figure it out. You almost sound like Morgan Freeman. Alan, do your lowest voice. I might be able to get lower. I'd listen to that podcast. I was commenting how much this visual medium would work as an audio only. Gus and Eddie do a podcast and video too for visuals. I've had people ask me for one, but as a photographer, I can't see an angle. Have guests. I used to do podcast videos back in the day when I had a YouTube channel. Yeah, there might be it would allow me to do, I think it would be more of a news update kind of thing. And then I could talk about that. I think that might be it. Do interviews. And I think interviews would be a strong part of it. I wouldn't always be able to guarantee an interview, but I could get some interviews probably and talk about new magic effects on the market and magic news. Maybe do something like that. That might be a forum for that. I'm just pulling this out of my butt right now, guys. But I think, if I was going to do that, I think that's kind of the way I would go. And of course, your suggestions help me a lot because I only know what kind of content you want to see or hear if you tell me. That's why if you notice on my community page, I've been asking so many polls lately or holding so many polls is because I'm trying to narrow in on who exactly my audience is comprised of and what they want to see. And I'm trying to figure that out so I can provide content that resonates with you and that you guys find useful. So if you guys have thoughts or suggestions, always drop me a line. Always. I encourage you to, if you have it would be really cool if he did this or whatever, or what I haven't seen before, please. I need that kind of feedback and that kind of input because that helps me make better content for you guys. So That's ultimately what I'm here for. I'm not here to stroke my own ego. I'm here to hopefully help and do something useful, give you guys something useful. So let me catch up with these comments before they get away from me again. All right. Let's see. Since I'm homeschool, any subs I get are strangers. I don't know. Ooh. Yeah. Well, guys, you know what? We're coming up on the hour 30 minute mark, which is about the end of what I can do for a live stream because my wife wants to go to bed and I'm of course in the bedroom. Here, just a quick update on what you guys can plan to see moving forward is some more experimentation with different types of content on my channel. Maybe I'll start thinking about a podcast. I'd love your guys' input on that. If you're new on here, which I've seen a lot of new faces today who haven't been on this live stream before or on my channel before, as far as I know, haven't interacted with at least, please join us over at the Facebook fan page. If you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, that's super helpful. It goes a long way. I have 2 patrons who are awesome right now. They're helping fund social media, or not social media, research tools that I use to help rank YouTube. And my next goal is to really start trying to upgrade some of my equipment and get better and better as far as the production quality and being able to maybe even hire some help to come and film certain segments or follow me on the street and do some stuff there too. But it's only going to happen if I can not have to pay for it all out of my own pocket because things are getting strapped with the kiddo coming. So if you're interested in becoming a friend or checking out any of the other Patreon tiers, I would love to invite you over there. I'll show you what I have. There's some real stuff you can't get anywhere else, and from the patrons I have already, which is not many, but they are super wonderful and great friends to this channel. They get to enjoy all kinds of extra content that no one else does. So you can ask them what they think about it. With that, guys, I'm sorry, but I've got to get going for the night. I've got to let my wife. She's texted me. She's being wonderful, but she texted me and asked, "Hey, almost wrapping up. I'm getting sleepy." So I'm going to get going, guys. But please. I'm going to check out the videos posted to the Facebook Magic Minute page. I'm going to check out all that. I am going to look at the stuff you were talking about with brushwood and kind of get into that stuff you were talking about. And guys, be on the lookout for some new experimental content. And I really need your feedback. You guys are still here after an hour and 30 minutes. You guys are my hardcore audience, so I know that you guys. I can trust your thoughts and opinions, and I really need that feedback. So you tell me when those videos drop, what you like, what you don't like, if you hate it, whatever. I need to know that. That being said, time for bed. Y'all have a wonderful one. Peace and long life. Eat your vegetables. Go to bed on time. Don't toot in the car with the windows rolled up, and always listen to your parents.